So the other day I did a small YouTube little thing that I was just playing around with YouTube just to see how it worked. But the question that keeps coming up to me as I continue to listen and read and research and stuff like that and try to educate myself because of the direction that the world is going, and it is kind of scary. It kind of gets scarier the more you look into it. But the thing that keeps popping up on some of the YouTube channels that I follow is they talk about how important it is to educate yourself, continue to educate yourself, but more specifically, financially educate yourself. Now, to me, financial education, per my parents and their parents, were you work hard and eventually that will pay off. And I was taught, you show up 15 minutes early to work, you give the best performance you possibly can, you promote, you try to save as you go, stay out of debt, buy a home, pay it off, and eventually you'll live happily ever after and ride off into the sunset and be able to retire. Well, my dad never retired, and my mom finally has, but it's been with a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And I think about the generations after me, and so I've been teaching our kids that, you have to have a work ethic. You have to work. You have to work. Well, I've gotten really, really good at working, and I'm really good at making money for other people. And that's what I'm finding out, is that I work really hard, but I'm kind of like a hamster on a wheel. I'm not going very far. I continue to kind of, you live a little less paycheck to paycheck, but you still don't really have a savings. And I still really am not clear how to invest. And I have a 401k, and I play with that, and I'm trying to educate myself on that. But financial education is actually understanding the market, the stocks. There's so much more to financial education I had no idea of. It's like a whole new universe out there as I continue to learn and learning about, crypto and just risk assets and how, risk to reward and compounding interest. And I'm sure, there's a lot of people that, if there's people that see this, they'll look at me and be like, well, how did you not know these things? Or, maybe you don't know either. But it's crazy because you have this 401k through work, and I was up to 17% in it because it's, pre-taxed. So it's either that or pay more taxes. But you look at it and it's like, it's not occurring at what you believe that I think that it would be, considering how much I'm putting into it. So I guess my biggest thing is that kind of where I'm at in my life is reevaluation. This hamster on the wheel thing is not getting me very far, very fast. And I watch my family struggle, and my siblings, my mom, different things go on, and we all live in different areas. And the funds and the time, because I am working for another company, that to get the time off and to be able to afford to travel to be with them, I'm realizing that I don't like it. I don't like not having the flexibility, specifically too for our kids. If something goes on with our kids, I miss out on parent-teacher conferences and just to barely get by, meanwhile working for $1 billion corporation. And there's nothing wrong with that if you don't want anything more. But I do, and I do want more for my family. And I want to teach my kids how to work hard, but work hard for themselves, for their family, impact change, be kind to people. And I think for me, I've learned that just in the course of the last few months is that I'm really good at working hard, but I'm not really, really good at making a lot of advancements in life. And I am really hoping to continue to educate myself and kind of grow, and I'm hoping to do a little bit more YouTube as I learn these things. But something to think about, if financial education, if there's so much more to it, why are we not taught that in school? I was taught, in order to graduate high school, I had to pass algebra. It was even trigonometry if you wanted to go further. I've never used geometry ever in any of the jobs that I've had. And even algebra is a far stretch from day-to-day life for most people. But why were we not talked about how to invest in the stock market? And I was looking up on Google, and I was just kind of Googling things and stuff like that about financial education and things that are mandatory in order to graduate from high school. And things have not changed much from when I graduated in 1997. Those courses are still extremely important, but yet there still is no major education on 401k, how to invest, how to understand how compounding interest affects you, how to understand your mortgage, your fees, your lenders. I mean, there's so much that could really benefit us that we're not taught. And the other thing with that is there's not anybody on this planet that doesn't realize that our teachers are underpaid. They're handling the next generation. What's supposed to make the United States great is the people that are in the United States and the ability to learn, grow, and develop and be adventure capitalists and stuff like that. And our teachers are severely underpaid. I think they said 17% underpaid compared to the degrees that they bring to their field compared to other industries. I mean, is that not crazy to you? But meanwhile, they're filled with our kids. But they're not giving the right tools, let alone the right pay to help support them while they live paycheck to paycheck. And I just feel like, I think the biggest thing that we could do to help swing the pendulum of where this country is going and all these other countries is financial education. The wealthy get it. The wealthy come out of the womb and they're basically taught proper investing and understanding risk and reward and all of that, where we are not. And then they want to say, well, we can't invest in this and we can't invest in that because, we could lose our money. We don't know how to invest. I also found out the stock market calls our money dumb money. The working class people's money is dumb money. Well, if it's kind of a joke on Wall Street and everybody knows it, then why is there nobody fighting to do more education on finances and stuff like that? Tools that we can actually use in the real world to help bring everybody up. Instead of having like these handouts and different things that kind of like, we're not going to educate you, but here's a bone. I'd rather find my own bone than be given one. But it would be nice to have the tools coming out of school to understand the full picture, to be able to step back and see, oh my gosh, I didn't have to go to work 15 to 20 minutes early and continue to grind and grind and grind and barely get by. I could have made other decisions. I mean, savings accounts do not keep up with inflation. So, I mean, and this whole time, it's like if you have a savings, you think you're doing really well, but in reality, you're really not. You're getting further behind. I just encourage everybody. I think that questions need to be asked, and I think more of us need to ask them, and I think more of us need to educate ourselves on our own and stop thinking, or maybe I should say I was assuming that I'm doing my job and everybody else is doing their job, and we're given the tools that we are needed to be successful. Our parents do the best they can with the time that they have and with the tools that they had available for them at that time. But we do have to change it. And so I'm kind of rambling just because I have so many thoughts and so many things that I would like to be involved in and to be part of change and to educate the next generation. And I will be definitely working with my kids to try to educate them on other ways to work hard, because hard work does matter. But, that whole saying, work smarter, not harder. And I've been working harder and not smarter. But for anybody that listens, I do appreciate you taking the time, and I hope to post more. Please be kind to one another, open-minded. And we are in an election period, and I know there's Democrats, Republicans, and people feel very passionate about it. I like to say that, off of what Gary Vee says, he says he's purple because he's not really either. And that's kind of how I feel. I'm open-minded to both. Whatever can help make this country better, and be kind to one another. So when I voted, I wrote a letter, and I put it in my voter packet. I wasn't super excited about some of the candidates that were offered. I want to see people that are more about the people and actually making change and helping the people on the ground, instead of pointing out each other's flaws or making up stories. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, they're both doing it, and it's disheartening because we are teaching our kids not to be bullies, but we have bullying in office. So please be kind, please be open-minded, try to be compassionate towards maybe why someone might view something differently because their angle's different. But everyone take care, and thank you again.